Yeah.
Yeah, you exactly right there. You know, there's literally
Okay. I'm ready. Okay. You may. So, good evening, we're getting ready to start. It is actually 5:05. I will be sitting in, chairing the meeting. Our chair is not, with us this evening. He had something else he had to do, but nevertheless, we're gonna have this MAC meeting, for Tuesday, August the 1st. I'm Annie Meredith, Vice Chair, and we're gonna be moving along without any interruptions like we've been having in the past. I just want to make that clear. And we're gonna stay on task with the agenda at this time. Okay, so with that, staff, as far as the roll call, would you like to call the roll call for us at this point? So we can get started.
Yes. Beverly,
Present.
Martha, Don. Luisa, present. Annie King,
Here.
Princess,
Here.
and Jorge Picolet.
Here. Okay, Chad, back and forth. At this time, the approval of the agenda and the minutes, please. Everyone had a chance to look over the minutes, look at the agenda. I would like someone to make a motion. I'm not rushing you, but this is a national night out. Okay, okay.
I make a motion that the minutes be approved and submitted in the agenda.
I second
Okay, we have a motion and we have a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposers at this time? Hearing none, and with the members here in the council, we will be speaking a little louder. I'm trying to pass the mic to you all, but I know you have an inside and outside voice at this time. Thank you. Okay, public comments. Do we have anyone? I see some hand raised, and Tanya, if you can get to those individuals.
Yes. Yes. Hear my voice, Anya?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Good evening, Vice Chair Meredith, members. My name is Joel, and I'm a fan, and I have fantastic news to share with you all. First of all, today is no night out, so hopefully everyone is in the mood to partake. One set is your the Richmond.
Cardell, I'm
At
sorry.
12:30 at the Richmond.
Cardell,
Yeah.
Cardell, excuse me, if I can stop you for a minute, you're chopping up, we can barely understand what you're saying. You are too far from, from your speaker, it's kind of choppy. I don't know if anyone caught what you're saying so far, or is it just me? You might have to put it in the chat also, but continue, but sort of get a little closer to your mic. So we can sort of make out what you're saying, okay? Thank you.
Okay, is that better?
That's much better, okay, let's
That better
continue on
now?
the minute.
Yes, can I my time?
We're having a problem for them.
Yes,
Can you write in the chat your comment and we can read it out loud as well if that doesn't work? And then Annie, if you want to amplify your voice, you You may need to hold.
Okay, Cordell, if you can, it's kind of hard to understand what you're saying, and we've already, went past for a couple of minutes, but we need to keep it moving. So if you could please, for this evening, could you put it in the chat? Write it in the chat so everyone can hear, to actually read what's going on and what the announcements are. It'll be appreciated. Can you hear me? I guess he copied it. Okay, thank you, Cordell. Put it in the chat for us. Okay, any other announcement? Latifa,
Good evening.
good evening, speak loud. Thank you.
All right, I wanted to, so since this is the public comment section, I wanted to mention a couple things. So on the record, I don't know if we need to have this as a standing item, but I really would like a resolution to this, the street cleaning issue. Because right now I don't know what department does the funds, but there are funds that are not being used properly because we don't really get that service. And then the other thing, I wanted to know if we need to involve Buffy Wicks or Nancy Skinner to be able to resolve the issue. I was really disappointed that this person came back and already had a cannabis business here when the MAC clearly said no. So I don't know if the MAC is to record no's and then the county does what they gonna do anyway. So I would like a way to resolve that. My other two, just quickly, so if you all want to, there's currently a group looking at improvements for Richmond Parkway. If you want to be involved in that, you can contact me and I'll send you the interactive map, or it's where you can put your input. And then the last thing, we're having a free farm, we're cooperating with a couple of organizations. We're going to have a free farmers market on August 12th at 9 a.m. and that'll be on Chelsea and Fred Jackson Way. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lakeitha. And just to quickly, comment on the street cleaning that is that's under Public Works in conjunction with Public Works, and we'll have staff to check in on that. And as you
I'm in unincorporated Richmond. That's
unincorporated, yes, unincorporated Richmond, absolutely. Okay, that's work in the city of Richmond and the county. Okay, thank you for that, and we have staff to check in on that. Okay, and also, I guess you'll check in by contacting our Representative Skinner, as you had mentioned also. And I'll have staff to get in with you, check in with you, and see what else that you want to say about that. Okay. Now, we still have 3 minutes for each comment. Do we have anyone else before I make my comments? We have to share with the individuals on Zoom. I see a hand still up.
Yeah, Arthur.
Hi, my name is Ardo Rentila. I'm from the RNCC in the Fairmead Hilltop Neighborhood Council and West County Wastewater District. I'd like to invite everybody up to the Hilltop Community Church tonight. We've got 7 professional barbers up there giving out free haircuts to anybody and everybody that wants a haircut. We have a bounce house and a big slide and all the candy and popcorn your kids can eat. So thank you and hope to see you there.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other on Zoom?
Cynthia has her hand up.
Cynthia?
Oh, yes, good evening, everybody. I would just like to thank everyone for coming out to the North Richmond 12th Annual Music Festival. It was a great success. And I was thinking, maybe if you was there and you'd like to leave me a little message in the chat, that would be helpful for me. But I really do appreciate everybody. And it was our biggest festival so far. That's all.
That's all? Okay, thank you, Cynthia. Anyone else? Okay.
I do want to read Cordell's message because you did write something in the chat.
Okay, please share, and then I'll make mine. If there's anyone in the audience that would like to make a comment, and I'll share my comment after.
Okay. He said, good evening, Vice Chair Meredith. MAC members, National Night Out this evening in various locations. Richmond Rotary Weekly Meeting, August 11th, 12:30 p.m. Richmond Country Club, I guess that's the location. $25 for lunch, and Christopher Whitmore will be presenting on Richmond Prom.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, staff, and thank you, Cordell, for that. Anyone in the audience before I make my announcement? Okay, seeing none. Okay, mine is for the National Night Out that will be taking place, not here in North Richmond for the first time in a long time. We're sharing the space with San Pablo. The address is at Him Junior High School in San Pablo, 2500 Road 20. It started at 5 o'clock and it will last until 8 p.m. With that said, we're gonna be moving, as I mentioned, we're gonna be moving pretty quickly with this meeting because we have to be at certain places due to our other obligations as being directors. We have Director Alvarado here from wastewater and myself have to be in San Pablo. So with that, I hate that we have to cut it shortly, but we're gonna do our best by getting out of here at least by 6 or 6:15. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so very much. Okay, moving on. For our law enforcement, we have our officer here. It's so good seeing you all here. Thank you for coming, okay? So who shall we start with first? Our sheriff or highway patrol? Everybody don't raise your hand at one time. This is what we do. Highway patrol?
I'll go first.
Okay, this is the highway patrol. Yes. Thank you.
Welcome, Mayor, High Patrol. I came, not the last time, I was on vacation, so I'm back again. Came like last year before that. As far as the report on, I think the last time there was some complaints about some abandoned cars. I have to look on a specific location. Abandoned cars, Hensley Street at Willard, just south of where Hensley turns into Kelsey. Vans, RVs that are legally parked, turning into homeless encampments. So we actually had some officers, I think shortly before the last meeting, go out there, tag those vehicles, so those people would have to move them at least to a different location. Another one of the issues that was brought up was that there was lots of semi trucks driving through the area, specifically down Hensley Street towards to Willard, and then straight up Fred Jackson to avoid traffic. So that was addressed by our commercial section. They actually went out and did a spot check. Again, shortly before the last meeting before July. They reported back, they didn't see any issues during commute hours, which is when they assumed that they would see it. So they said they would go back out again and then try and focus on non-commute time to see if they're just missing it. They did go out specifically on June 30th to go address that issue. And then that's about it for us. And then hopefully next time we can come with some more stats. I just spoke with a colleague over here, trying to get him some vehicle stats for him so they can work to do some more work out here as well.
Okay. Are there any questions for our highway patrolman at this time? Hearing none? Did I miss somebody? Okay, but I do have a comment.
Yeah.
As we're patrolling in the city part of North Richmond, there has been an abandoned car. I guess it's stolen. It's been in front of where I live, between Willard, the address is 335. And it's a red, it has to be a 2022 SUV, beautiful car, but the back is all broken out, the front is has been smashed. You
said it's on Willard?
Yes, it's on Willard.
Okay.
335.
Okay.
Willard, into the city water North Richmond. And it's been there about 5 days now.
All right.
Okay.
We unfortunately still don't have someone.
No.
Well, I mean, yeah, I can definitely have some out here, take a look at it and then if it looks abandoned, I would tag it. Unfortunately, we don't have someone, as stated with the last 3 times, that's out here on a permanent basis. We did 10 trainees just started, so we're working on them and then let's say, we're actually getting 2 more or 3 more in September, so hopefully that will increase and we can get someone out here. Hopefully by the end of the year. Sure.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next, we can pass the baton.
Yeah,
And,
so, Deputy Cruz with the Air Department, we've been here approximately 7 years, and I've been with Richmond for about 4 years. Yeah, okay, this is my partner, Deputy Webb, he's also North Richmond resident deputy. We have Deputy Hawker, she's on training and assigned to Deputy Webb right now, and I think a lot of you know Deputy Sky already.
yes.
So Scott would know better than me, I'm just gonna run with it. So I don't know, I was handed some statistics for my lieutenant. I have them here. I don't know if you guys specifically want to go over those,
Yes.
or if you just want to go over the questions.
Well, usually we would have, who's ever presented to go over.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. So we had from July 1st, 2023 to July 31st, we had a total of 361 dispatch calls and what we call on-duty calls. So if someone called in, called 911, that'd be a dispatch call. If I affected an enforcement stop or something, that'd be an on. So we have a total of 361 of those. There's a lot of different crimes in here. I can go over every single one for you, or
Well, some of the ones that really just stand out, you know.
yeah, so I think we call our select crimes.
We have any burglaries, do we have any homicides?
Yeah, so we recovered 17 stolen vehicles. Assault with a deadly weapon, there were a total of 2, auto burglary 7, burglary commercial 1, burglary residential 1, domestic violence incidents 1, armed robberies 2, vandalisms 1, and felony vandalisms 2. So a total of 34 there.
And those that has been, that was actually reported, was that earlier in the month? That the majority of those, events that happened, was that earlier, in July?
Over the course of the last 3 months.
Over the course of the
Yes.
last 3 months,
Yes.
okay. All right. So it's our quarterly report.
I mean, I know they usually give you different types of stats, like I said, it's my first time attending, so
Okay,
this is just what I have. If you're given something else on a prior day, then that could be it, this is just what I have here.
does that satisfy you?
I think it would be best if we do the monthly report.
Okay.
Moving forward. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll let my lieutenant.
Okay, thank you so very much.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you all for coming, okay, it's good to see your face, okay, thank you so very much for taking your time out. So do we have anyone from the city of Richmond?
I do not. No, I don't see anyone.
On Zoom?
No, we usually have Lieutenant Lucas and he's not on.
Well, he's probably National Night Out, so, yeah, so he's out making his appearance. Okay, so.
And before we move forward, can I get the officers' names that from City of Richmond and from the county, please?
Yes, starting with our county, the office is listed, if I share it,
Yeah, Deputy Cruz, CRUZ,
Yes.
and Deputy Webb, WEBB,
Uh-huh.
Deputy Hawker, HAWKER, and Deputy Sakai,
Oh, yeah.
SAI.
I know Sakai, you pulled me over one Sunday.
Thank you again, and thank you for your service. And looking forward to see you all again. Thank you. Yeah. All right, item 5, and this is for discussion. And this is measure, oh, I'm sorry, am I talking, okay. This is measure X funds to support parks, recreation services and facilities in the unincorporated area to support letter requesting allocation. Now, who is presenting that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a quick, it's not an active presentation.
Okay,
It's just a quick, I guess, ask from the supervisors, so. We were looking at county parks and unincorporated parts of, the county and realized that they're underinvested. You know, like, we have county.
okay, yeah, and Princess,
Princess. Councilmember Princess,
yeah, Princess. The next about,
if you can hear me, class one.
no. You can probably go, one moment. They have to cut out that.
Yeah, so basically what Supervisor Joy is asking is for support to use Measure X funds for parks and recreation services and facilities only for unincorporated parts of the county. So it would include like unincorporated Richmond, Calvin, Bay, and there's like facilities and parks in these parts of the county, and they run on county funds, but because there's no designated line item for them, like a lot of the time they're just like disinvested in, and they like need more upkeep, or for example, in Calvin Park, like they haven't redone the basketball court or the tennis court in a really long time. Right here in North Richmond, unincorporated, we have a senior center, right? There's always like issues with funding. So the idea is that by using Measure X funds, we'll have like extra amount dedicated just for unincorporated parts for parks and facilities. So he's going around and he's asking every man to write a support letter, so that then he can use that to present to the board of supervisors, and get it approved.
And when would he need that letter of support?
So Public Works, we will draft the letter and then you go see it, so. And yeah,
Okay, so Don.
the chair will sign it, and I just right now, we would, I see who's gonna.
Tanya, I have a question.
One moment, we're in discussion, right?
Okay.
One moment.
All right.
Which parks in unincorporated, specifically North Richmond, would it be the Lucky Ace Park? And then what?
That's in the city, Rich.
Yeah, okay, because the Ace Park is in the city, the Shield Reed is in the city.
Yeah, the farm, for example, that's considered a park. In our.
So it would be the park and then recreational services
And this is.
real in Irvinville, at Irvinville, or potentially at the school.
Well, I think the school
School is
is
San
the
Pablo.
district.
The school district.
Okay.
You know, I mean, look, this.
Yeah, there's like, there's also,
Yeah, so I don't think that, I'm just.
I mean, but like what I asked is like, can we get a list of?
They get a
like,
map.
so you're supporting, right, so you know where the money's going, so I can ask for that and come with that next week, but I think what kind of came out is just like this big need to improve parks and recreation and like just services and unincorporated parts of the county. And so we're hoping that with Measure X funds, we can do that.
Okay.
Because that will really be better services, better programs.
So with that, I know that, and that, well, you done, I'm sorry.
Oh, I just keep.
Okay, so go ahead.
And I know that.
Corey, and then, well, let's back it up, I'm sorry. She wasn't finished, and once she's finished, and then it's Latifa, and then you, okay?
Yeah, I would encourage us to be specific, because then if the funds do come, then we want to make sure that we know and are knowledgeable about the amount. So I would just urge specificity for the funding of the project, even if it's like North Richmond, we're thinking about this, and even the total sum that's available throughout an incorporated. So a little more information versus just signing a letter with blank.
Okay.
Latifa,
Yes, I agree with Dulce about the specificity. But I thought Measure X funds were for housing. And if that's true, depending on the amount, it seems as though it would be a fit for the Los Deltas campus. But yeah, I thought that's what those funds were for.
No, so Measure X, there has been a portion of Measure X that has been used for housing. So it's like a big part of funding. And a big portion or a portion of it is being used for housing. And I think it's targeted towards like, I think they're framing as like more innovative projects. So it has it's a category within Metro X, but you can, like, this applies, and there's like a whole list of, maybe I could do. If people want to learn more about Metro X, I could also have it be a presentation maybe for like the next meeting or email, just so that everyone understands like Measure X funds better, like who can apply, and who can follow up. We'll probably try to.
Okay, that's good to do, but for right now, the discussion has been dedicated to looking at utilizing certain funds out of Measure X toward these things, which is named supporting parks, recreation services, facilities in the unincorporated area for a support letter. And that's the only things that have been mentioned is what we're looking at now to be a part of money to be allocated throughout Measure X. It may be more, but right now, these are the specific things what we will be signing off on if we need to, once we receive the letter. Okay? Okay, I just want to clarify that this is what I read it have that mentioned. Okay? Everybody clear? Okay.
Question,
but I
Yes. Okay, you want
Tanya, does John Joya have an article about Measure X on his website or either on his Facebook page?
I have to check if it's on social media, but there is a page and a committee for Measure X, and there's a community that kind of helps with where the allocation of the funds go. So I can share that. I can make that request to him that we share information and through his social media about Measure X. So we can post something this week about it.
And Janet, if you look at the fund, okay, I'm sorry.
I just wanted to say that I think supporting the funds for recreation services out here in facilities is definitely great. I'm excited about it and I would love to support that. And my suggestion would just be like that whoever's overseeing the management of the funds or allocations or whatever, that we include like inclusive, for the community to be a part of the process.
And okay, go ahead.
I second that. And then just a point of clarification, you guys are writing the letter, not us, right?
Yeah.
Or do we write a separate letter? Because I would love to support it too, so if I can sign or something.
Right, we all, it being inclusive of all of that support. But one of the things for, did you have something?
No, I was just gonna say, normally the chair signs, but it can be all of us.
Oh,
Yeah, but usually the chair sign.
Yeah, usually you have forms, you could vote.
We could vote for it, but the chair signs off.
With additional information for you to provide.
Right. One of the things that you all can do, and again, if Supervisor Joy, can ask him to do that, but you can look at your election booklet, and it has all the different measures, different measures that we all voted on. If you voted yay or nay, but it is more clarification what these measures are. So if you wanna, pull out your old ballot book that was 2022, you can actually read and see that information and be up on it, okay? So we good? So we don't have to just wait for Supervisor Joy, we can read ourselves what the ballot was and whoever voted for it. y'all saw it, or you didn't see it, or you either voted for it. Okay, so thank you. Any other comment? I know we-
Will you vote? It was there to vote, or did you?
Well, this is open discussion right now, and it's no recommendation right now to recommend to move forward. This is a discussion. Unless I'm missing something where it says recommendation, it said just a discussion. Now, if it was a discussion, it would say discussion / recommendation. So when is he expecting this?
I believe they're gonna make recommendations for Measure X funding for the next round of funding in September.
Okay,
So I think that's why he's trying to get all the max, approval of, or like support for this, so that. Cause this is all really preliminary, you know, I think it came out of one of our meetings recently, where we realized like, wow, like we don't have dedicated funding for unincorporated. Facilities, parks and programs.
Okay.
In Brady County, like we really impact after ed, like this is an equity issue. Because we realize that a lot of the unincorporated areas have just been like historically displaced, right? And so this is like trying to address that problem, and so that's, I think it would be helpful to know, like, if you support,
Okay.
you know, this, like, if you support putting Measure X funding
Right.
into parks and recreation.
okay, so therefore, we don't have to make a motion,
But make a motion that upon our
just
discussion,
in there,
make a motion supporting the.
the letter,
Yes,
yes,
for the measure and spending.
Right.
Parks and appropriate, so that's my motion.
okay, that's Beverly, and the second, okay, we're all in favor? Or in discussion?
No, I still have some thoughts thinking.
Okay, so,
But
okay.
it's good, it's good.
Okay, before we, okay,
Just,
question, no, you have, no, that's what I'm saying, y'all have to.
Well, we just have to support it all the way, but I just like how we clarify what you're after, saying support.
Okay, so we gonna hold it before we solidify it and make it stick. You had a question? You had a comment?
Yeah, to, when it, even if like, so for example, Wildcat Creek, right, is a natural space in front of Brady, even if someone else owns it, like East Bay Regional Parks, it will still be considered a park or facility in North Richmond that would support with these funds?
I would need to clarify with that. I know I have a meeting next week with East Bay Park about Wildcat Creek, and flood control will be there as well, because there has been like a lot of issues. You know, Wildcat Creek, I think you're right, like that's been an area that needs a lot of support and needs a lot of funding. So I can clarify whether that would be considered a park, because depending on where you stand on the creek, it's county.
Well,
Like, if it's-
you, and then we're gonna have to finish. the motion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that, you know, we don't wanna support this. I just wanna make sure that before we submit the letter of support, that we know, if it's just Urban Till who can receive the funds, that's cool too. But I also wanna know, like, what other things can be funded through that project, knowing the specific landmarks in Richmond before we put that letter of support forward. That's the only thing. I support the intent. I just wanna make sure that the funds are actually moving to the community for the specific programming, parks and facilities in North.
Okay. Thank you, well said, and since it's open, to these questions and comments before we solidify and all agree. One of the things we're considered to make it happen and not limit, and not to be limited to, okay, have that call. To not to be limited to when we talk about this, so just limit to what it's saying, but not limited to what we can actually add on.
So I think that there's an interest in time that it's presented it before our next meeting.
Right, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the recommendation will be made for Measure X allocation in September, and so
He's collecting.
collecting support to make a strong pitch to the board of supervisors.
That this has been through, he touched base
That all the
with them.
max in his district supported it, that,
Okay.
so that he can be a champion.
So, coming back with the motion that has been made by, our our council. Beverly, second by Jorge. This discussion has been satisfied for the comment. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, take it to it. Okay, thank you. Okay. Presentation. For adopted tree program, and this is the watershed project.
Honey, would you give me the trigger slides? So, thank you for having me back. Sorry about last time. Oh, did not get, but I really do. This will service. And my name is Nikki, I'm from the Watershed Project, and I'm here to tell you all about our adopted tree project. So we're really trying to, plant a bunch of trees in North Richmond to provide shade to residents so that, people can like publicly access those trees, instead of having them in your backyard. Would you mind going to the next slide? I'll keep this fairly short, but there are a couple of good reasons to have trees near you. Trees improve health. I didn't know this, but there is a study that says trees improve indoor air pollution by more than 50% if you have them planted near your home. Street trees specifically, which I thought was pretty cool. We always hear about trees and outdoor air pollution, but not indoor air pollution. Pretty neat. Would you mind going to the next slide? And trees also provide shade. As the temperatures are rising, thankfully we're not really affected by it, but the rest of the country seems to be affected by a very high heat wave. When you have a tree on the sidewalk, you do get a lot more shade, and it can cool the surface down by 20 to 45 degrees versus unshaded surfaces. I'm not going to talk too much about the North Richmond Tree Survey. It's something that we did, the Watershed Project, me and some of our interns. But the main thing that I feel like I took away from the North Richmond Tree Survey, we ran around and looked at all the publicly accessible trees, so trees on the sidewalk basically, and in front of people's homes. We talked to a lot of folks. We did hear a lot of folks, not being super happy about the size of trees on their property. They feel that sometimes they get too large, a little bit unruly. We talked to one woman whose sewer line was being overtook by one of the roots of one of her trees. So we understand that trees are, obviously I'm biased, I love trees, but people have different opinions about trees. So hopefully to try and address that, we did come up with a very diverse list of trees available. So we have small trees, medium trees, and large trees, so you can really choose the right tree for your owner and your property. I was about to say one thing. We also took a look at some of those big, beautiful heritage trees that we have in North Richmond. Huge eucalyptus and huge London plane trees, sycamores, very old, and I feel like having along with them helps protect them a little bit more. Onto the next one. So now on to the trees that you can adopt with us. So like I said, we have small, medium, large, and a couple of native trees, which are between the small and medium range. Right now, this list, actually, I think I put it at the top. It says the availability is subject to change. The availability has changed. These are reflective of what we have right now. Some of them are, we still have the plum, we still have the marina strawberry, but if you want an updated list, I have a binder with all of those trees in there. Most of them are flowering, they're very beautiful. We have a pink dot catalpa that's replacing the magnolia, which I'm sad about, but the catalpa is also very beautiful, so that's okay. Would you mind going on to the next one? We still have a lot of these. We have cork oaks, coastal live oaks, and ginkgos. They grow quite large over time. Like I think the max height is what? Something around like 20 to 30 feet, but that's over like 20 years. So it's not gonna like shoot up really quickly. So we do have some more trees available. And then we have a couple of California native trees. We still have the California buckeye, and now instead of the bay laurel, we have something called a western red tree, which I personally like more.
So there you go. And last kind of like tree planting thing, we will help you plant your trees. So we will, gather our interns and some volunteers to come by and plant the tree at your home. And we can also help with tree care and we can help with tree watering as well as the trees getting established. We don't want you to leave, in the dust once we plant a tree out. No, we want to provide a little bit more extra support because trees do grow. I'm gonna have to get a little closer so I can read these. As you are, lots of text, this is in the agenda, so you can read it if you'd like for the sake of brevity. As an adopter, you will be watering your tree and kind of letting us know if you have any sort of issues with your tree. You need like minor care done or like major care, let us know. And you will work with us so we can provide tree care, ensuring that we'll put like stakes on the trees and take them out once they're big enough to not have stakes on them. And let's see what else. Yeah, I think the gist of this is just letting us know if you have any issues and then we can kind of.
Okay, well, thank you for your presentation and.
One last thing, I will say, I have a application for folks to fill out, a standard version and an English version if you are interested. If you might want to treat but don't really know, I also have a interest form and I will just leave my little green binder out on the leave. So.
Okay, so now you're done. Okay, so with the. As we're looking at the time, that was an excellent presentation. But but I would like to, with the agreement with the council here, we'd like to invite you back because I'm pretty sure it would be more discussion. And we have such a time because due to this other obligation for this one, but we did this last time and we invited you back and we'd like to invite you back in. For your presentation. Is that all right? Quick comment, we gotta keep going. Okay.
I just want to say that, thank you for putting this together and spearheading this project. I agree with everything you said. I think you demonstrated that it makes an impact in the community. It actually has proven that, ultimately you'll benefit all the residents compared to, especially low-income communities like Richmond, typically we don't get a lot of that. So having a tree, it makes a big impact and I want to put out. So I'll find.
Any other comment? Short and sweet. So.
Real quick comment.
Okay. And then.
Very quick comment. Well, Pinky is coming back, so I just wanted to ask Pinky, are those trees to be planted where on the property? Backyard, front yard?
That is a really good question. They should be planted, they're going to be planted in the front yard. We're thinking that, the public should be able to access them. So it should be within 10 feet of like a front yard or like a sidewalk, really. So if your backyard touches a sidewalk, then we can plant it in your backyard, but it really depends on where the sidewalk is.
Well, that's one of my front. Okay, just asking.
Okay, thank you. Good question.
Okay.
You can email this information, it doesn't have to be here, but I'm curious, so with each of the trees, you have like an more information and like the roots and the care and all of that. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you. Well, you guys, it was wonderful and apologize for the shortness of your presentation. But we're going to have to come back again. Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay, thank you so very much. Okay, next presentation is the Birdie Garden design, and if we can kind of go through that also, and we might have to invite you all back, coming back again to presentations like 15 minutes. Okay.
Hello, everyone. I'm Natalie. Hello, everyone. I'm Natalie. I'm here from Urban Hill, and I'm going to be speaking a little bit about the Lebanon Partnership Garden here at the Lebanon James Main School. And it's just a little bit about the design process that we're trying to collaborate on, and some of the teams that we have been experiencing. And so a little bit about the history about the garden. It is the oldest garden in West Country, Costa County.
I think you have to get a little louder. Yeah.
Does this have a mic?
I know, I'm saying Cynthia, she can't hear what you're
Can you hear
saying.
me now?
Yeah, yeah.
So a little history about the garden. It is the oldest garden in West Country County. It is 0.6 acres of garden space and land. And it pretty much just gives us and allows us the opportunity to host different annual community events. As well as host different student workshops, have teach enrichment programming to up to 400 students each week as well. And then, yes. And so here's just some pictures of the projects that we have been doing, as well as the classes that we have been having. It is K-8 students, so we teach a variety of different age groups. And this is Ms. Mesa, who is hosting one of the student workshops. She does a lot of scene thinking, and so that is her area of expertise, as well as different workshops on animal migration as well.
Evening, everyone. I'll make it quick. Just over the past, I think, decade, we've seen a large number of attempted break-ins at the campus, and successful ones at that. We're just, the idea of the program is to really benefit kids, offer up a safe space for them to come out, get out of class, and really enjoy themselves in the garden. What we're seeing is we're kind of slowly losing all of our programming material. Because at night, after everyone goes away, the garden becomes, the folks come in and anything that's left out or anything that's not tied down or nailed down gets removed. Even things that are locked up, times to get removed too. So those kind of just pictures of locks that have been broken. We've had kind of since then put on more like a box lock recently, the past year, and that was attempted to be cut through like a month ago or so. And just recently, last week, Ms. Mesa had just a bag laid out. She went to go first to get a dumpster. She came back and her bag was stolen from her. So just kind of really continuing security issues around the garden. And just kind of putting it out so, you guys have mutual interest in keeping the area safe for the kids and for everyone. And I think there's going to be some development going on in the future. This is one thing that I feel like as a group, we're all interested in the safety and security of the campus. We definitely have, seen the evidence of people bathing in the garden, using the water for, people are houseless, and I get it, they're struggling as well. But there's just, with the younger kids being there, it's kind of a security issue. We definitely have taken it up with the district before, and there's like a volleyball that goes back and forth between across the county, police department and school district, and they're having police reports about it, but just kind of putting it out there. This is kind of a consistent issue that we've always faced is garden security. Cool. So just kind of wanted to point out there's an opportunity really for collaboration here, keeping the school campus safe for the kids, and also just want to let y'all know that we just recently got awarded Cal Fire's school green design grant. There was about over 100 people that applied to it, and Urban Till's application that's got Verde on it for green schoolyard design won. We got selected, so it's great. So basically, over the next year or two, we're going to be going to a community input design phase, where we get to also tour other campuses around the region that are doing really good school green, and come back with some examples. And then we have landscape architects that are going to take all those ideas and convert them into kind of shovel-ready designs. So that basically, if we get funded, we'll be able to implement that design on campus. So just thinking about security, and maybe these are some of the things that need to be included in the design, and inviting folks to give their ideas as well. Just to make the space good for the kids, and we just think we're all the same thing. Let's share the same values. It's kind of yeah, we really just wanted to put it on y'all's radar, that it's just kind of an ongoing issue in the area over there, and it's constant. And particularly for, Ms. Mesa, who's been there a while, she just all sorts of things that are like really dear to her are disappearing. And it's like a weekly like call it up, kind of like walk characters like, hey, we'll replace it. Like, I can't replace it. That thing has been there forever. So just to say, it would mean a lot. So this was something that would be centered. Yeah.
We're done?
That's it.
Okay. Due to our time, again, thank you so very much for your presentation, and we also would like to invite you all back. Some of the questions and some of the things that I have been inferring should be addressed to our sheriffs that are here. At our next meeting, if you can come back, we'd like to have you to come back also. Okay, so it'll be fair for you to get more of a conversation at this time and to hear what we all have to say if we have any comments, okay? All right, and thank you so very much. And Ms. Mesa actually started with my organization back in '97. Ms. Mesa was with us at the Family Service Center, where we were on Brookside. Right, yeah, so tell Ms. Mesa I said, okay, thank you. You have one, okay.
If y'all, the presentation was amazing, can y'all send Tanya info on the CAL FIRE green program so we can read on it before the next person? Would be great.
Thank you, because I was just asking to share it. Okay, thank you. So we're moving on. I want to make it real quick. This is the agency report. So let's start with our City of Richmond Community Service. And if we could take like a minute or two to report out, do we have anybody here?
Annie, I would just like to say, when you say City of Richmond, that's when Jessica should make her report.
Well, is she here? I'm asking, is she here?
I'm here. Yep.
Okay, so yes.
Hi. Good evening, everybody. I'll make it fast. I'm Jessica. I'm with the North Richmond Mobile. Mr. Brown. I'm with the North Richmond Mobile Tool Library, and we provide tools to residents of North Richmond and nonprofits. So it was interesting to see the projects that were put forward. The Verde Garden and the Adopt a Tree. So I just want to let you guys know we do have tools available to loan out. They're free. So please keep us in mind if you have any tool needs. I'll put my phone number in the chat if anybody is interested in it. Again, my name is Jessica. So thanks.
Thank you, Jessica. Okay, Shield Creek Neighborhood Council. If Marina isn't on, she is at the National Night Out, and with me being vice chair with her, we'll be on our way shortly. So I'm pretty sure if she's not there, I don't see her. I'm pretty sure she's there on site at HAMS. Okay, Housing Authority.
We're here.
Okay.
Should I use the microphone?
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming in.
Next.
Appreciate it.
Oh, sure, we actually were in the neighborhood today, we're working with. We'll start coming in first. Good evening, I'm Tony Sperry, Special Assistant to the Executive Director with the Housing Authority. As I was saying, we're in the neighborhood working to develop a plan to partner up with SOS Richmond to help out with some of the homeless engagement and some of the break-ins that have been happening in our scattered sites, and also to help with trash mitigation. They've been working with the mitigation team as it is, but they're also going to be helping us out. Watershed Project was here talking about trees. We've been talking to them about including or incorporating a whole tree program with the main campus development, encouraging developers to actually plant more trees. There will be trees that are removed from the main campus as part of that development. They're literally in somebody's living room at this point. So, kind of restructuring how that looks and planting new trees and encouraging growth.
I think they threw out like something like there's only a 4% tree canopy in North Richmond, and then their goal is to hit 30%. So we want to participate and be part of that. And lastly, I just wanted to give you an update on the request for qualifications we had open for nonprofit entities that wanted to buy scattered sites. We received 7 applications, kind of all across the board, whether some service groups, some developers, some churches. So we're scheduled to score all of those on Thursday. And soon after that, we'll make a recommendation to our executive director of what we believe should be being offered in the way of a sale to the selected entities. And then we'll go through the approval process with HUD and with our board of commissioners, and then hopefully be able to close these deals and get people rolling on taking care of those properties. And when I say that, I mean developing them to housing that can be sold to families from North Richmond that are at 80% of the area. That's all I have on this. There's questions. Oh, yeah.
Just really quickly on just engagement, we wanted to make sure we're reaching the community, so we're sending out a form in the newsletter this week and adding to our website just to get some people better. And also how the first phase went, so we can use that to improve phase 2 and we get to market rate sales in a few months. So look out for that on our website. Has the forms here that has our website and all the information on it. And again, I'll send that out in our newsletter and I'm looking forward to that newsletter as well.
Okay, very good.
And the word to everybody is, get on our list so that we can reach you whenever it's been happening that last, so you can kind of stay abreast of what's going on.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, due to I see that Jessica there, if she could put it in the chat. But right now, we gotta keep it moving right now. Okay. Next will be Tanya, staff. You have
I think I'll give a quick update.
update, okay. Thank you.
So I know a couple meetings ago, I reported about this like virus non-friction initiative. And basically we drove around at night and we were like identifying different locations to increase the wattage or to replace. And so we did send a list to the county and they did increase the wattage in some areas, especially in the hotspot. There's like 5 or 6 hotspots in North Richmond in residential areas, so they increased the wattage. They said they increased the wattage along Fred Jackson. So please let me know if you're in the audience, if you notice a difference. And also on the Fred Jackson Way, it's really dark, between the farm and the wall factory. So there will be new street lights going up there. And there'll be also new street lights going down Pittsburgh to the Parkway. So I just didn't get a timeline as to like when they're gonna go up, but they're going up. And we do have a meeting next week with East Bay Park and Blood Control and other agencies from to talk about Wildcat Creek. Because there's been a lot of activity there. There's a big kind of a canyon area, there's lots of tires, there's just like a big need for agencies to come together and really address some of those issues. And so we're meeting with East Bay Park tomorrow, and we hope to have kind of like more frequent meetings until we see like some significant change there. So, and I think it kind of speaks on what Urban Meeting spoke to today. So, hopefully I'll be sharing with them what they shared with us and then kind of update you all on what's new, what's changing. And then if you have any requests, please share.
Okay. Thank you. And that meeting is exclusively just for you, it's not open for the community to come.
It's at a manager level, but I think what we could do is I can figure out how we can have them come and present about Wildcat Creek, right?
Yeah.
I think it's such a big asset, in the community, and it should be something that we talk about.
Should be aware of.
Something that we can change there.
Okay. Thank you, Tanya. Okay, CHEC,
Good evening, everybody. I'm the community services coordinator, for HPC and also, help out it. So, first thing I want to announce for HPC is, we have a food pantry here at Corinne Saints here in Family, Living Center at 515 Silver. Takes place, daily Tuesday through Friday from 9 to 11. Also at the same location, we have the Cafe Costa. Serves lunch, hot lunch sometimes from 11:30 to 12:30, Monday to Friday. And we also have a community resource center located at 1540 Fred Jackson Way. Ton of resources down there for our community, great venue. We have a lot of meetings down there, so it's open to the public. Please stop by and visit. Also, I'll continue on. I am engaged. So, real quick. For the month of July, we had 125 infractions that I found during the month of July. 41 cases of hazardous material, 34 cases with household furniture, things of that nature. So we're still finding a lot of stuff on the streets. Myself, and our public services, as they go out, they're reporting last week. When I was inputting, public services bringing back about 9 pages. So they found there's 3 slots for each page, pretty much 27 to 27 plus items that we were finding. But that was fun. We're still having a lot of legal documents. A lot of difficulties to some of the residents, a lot of us preparing during Friday night, all the way through the weekend. We had some success. We did our task force walk, second road. And we found refrigerators, snow items there. We actually had a camera on one of the buildings. We were able to review it with Deputy Sky. He was able to find one that dumped the refrigerator, had them go to the refrigerator. So we have to do that. So the camera do work, the other is the but the main thing that the community building is engagement has been really working on is outreach, making sure that we put out the right message and the right resources out there in the community. So we're working on a mobile text, door handlers. We have a newsletter that we turn into difficult homes to get to as far as pets, lock gates, things of that nature. We turned our newsletter into a mailing newsletter also. We had about 82 homes that we sent that out to last month. Also, we had about 9 come back out of the 82, so that's pretty good. And we're also creating a post too. So all that goes on the strategy 12, and right now building the budget for strategy 12 right now, and incorporating all those pieces into strategy 12 to make sure that I think that's all that I have.
Good, all right, thank you, because I was gonna invite you to finish up the next month. Thank you for your report.
Thank you, no problem.
Okay. Richmond Land.
Okay, so next week on August 9th, we have a meeting on the Los Delta of Giramita, presenting our vision around acquisition of Giramita, but also hearing from the community as to what sites we should acquire in the market rate sale. And so the meeting is August 9th. It will be right here on the corner of Silver and Giramita. It's on the newsletter for this month that Tanya sent out. So if you're interested, reach out to Tanya or me directly. We did invite 149 North Richmond residents. We sent an automatic text message to all of them in English and Spanish. So that would be August 9th, 5 to 6:30. Hope to see you all there.
Thank you. Okay, that's okay. Okay, Corporation of Richmond. Thank you.
Hi, Princess here, project manager for Cooperation Richmond. We're still open with our services, so anyone is interested or knowing anyone that is interested in developing and launching a cooperative business out here in Richmond, please reach out to us. And then we also have cooperative businesses ourselves that are launched. One of them is supporting Dulce's Richmond Lands event. So yeah, please reach out to us if you want to support your local cooperative businesses.
Okay, thank you, President. Okay, Urban Field.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate the work that you all are doing. And I wanted to say thank you to Ms. Eleanor and Ms. Cynthia for inviting us to the July events. We had a great time. Appreciate the time and effort that goes into 11 years and 11 years for Ms. Eleanor and 12 years for the Blues Festival. So we had a great time and we're happy to be a part of that. Wildcat Creek, I want to make sure you all acknowledge, Princess did a video on that. So anytime we're talking about Wildcat Creek, hopefully we're using existing resources to be able to close the gap there. For Urban Tilth, we are, I want you all to noise it abroad that we're looking for a community. We want members to be a part of the Community Advisory Committee to continue to advise us as we bring the new farm online. We're really happy that construction has started. We have the wet utilities going in, so you'll see piping going in at the back of the farm. And let's see, so we still have the free farm stands every Thursday at 2 at Fred Jackson and Chelsea. We still have the CSA. You can have fresh produce delivered to your door. And right now we have the young people, the apprentice on site. Their ages 15 through 19. The next thing that you can apply for is more for like ages 18 to 25. It's getting training on the creeks, cleaning the creeks. And so that's going to be September through December, but you can apply now. And yeah, so I think that's what we want to say right now. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you and appreciate you. Okay, I think this ends our meeting for this evening. And I would like to wish each and every one of you a happy National Night Out. Be safe, and we will see you all September the 5th, 2023. God willing. Okay, so thank you all so very much and have a wonderful evening. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.